Good afternoon, good evening, good night, whatever the time is, man. Jeez. Why all YouTubers, man, always come out with this burst of energy when you start whenever they do that, I'll just turn it off because I know it's just gonna be no soul. And I'm all about the soul from within. But the main ingredients, love, peace, and happiness. That ingredient is the most loved ingredient from the beginning of time, and it will be to the end of time. And those who have it and those who don't have it. And those who don't have it usually are successful on YouTube too and in the world. And they are the majority, and they are the entertainment that's available but doesn't uplift the soul. You know? They have their ways of staying afloat, but it's terrible anyway. Where are we? Got a few subjects today. I feel like making a video. And some of the subjects I've got here. The first one is, why not believe in karma? Now, me personally, I believe in karma. And it also seems like the moral thing to do, the ethical thing to do, the right thing to do. And it also has tremendous benefits. When I'm talking about karma, good karma, but people choose not to do this. 95% of the world choose not to do this. It makes no sense. But this is the world we're in. The majority of the world make no sense. I don't know more to go on to that. Maybe I'll come back to that. I don't know. The karma thing, cause I'm not feeling that subject right now. The next subject is a real rastafarian. Yeah? A real rastafarian. This is a funny one. This is a funny one for me anyway, because I'm in the black culture. This is what I see. And the things they give valid for you to be a real Rastafarian is comical. Same with all the other beliefs, with the small-minded people. Like, some of the religious beliefs, what they believe in is right and what is wrong, and what you should and shouldn't do. Some of it's just comical. Like, they really either haven't thought about what they are talking about or don't not have the ability to think. And, it's showing their mental age. But I'm going to tell you what I think a real Rastafarian is. And I've been today watching many Rastafarian YouTube things because I am young and I wasn't born in the Rastafarian communities. But the universal law of things is basically what it is, universal. So, like okay is the same in most languages. We sit all the same. We don't have a Jamaican way of sitting. I mean, if we're gonna sit on a chair, there's a few ways there's gonna be probably 5 ways you could sit on a chair. So what I'm trying to say is, it's universal. You don't have to be in these Rastafarian communities to be in line with Rastafari. If, for example, my teachers was not Rastafarian, but they taught me well the truth, the enlightening truth, yeah? And it was in line parallel to Rastafari. So it wasn't a problem for me. I knew basically about, the basics, the sins, what goes against man upliftment, his full potential, yeah? I knew to be not of self, be a servant unto others. I knew of vanity. I knew of all these things taught from someone who wasn't a Rastafarian. So that was the universal truth. That was the our kind of internet, our Ethernet or whatever they call it. You know what I mean? That was our frequency, the righteous frequency, and righteousness and integrity. So now, me going into this subject of what is a real Rastafarian is not inclined to what I heard on YouTube from these people in Rastafarian communities. Now, as per usual, all because this guy is from the community, has the look, has the hair, has the talk, has all these things, doesn't mean he is in line with the truth. Doesn't mean he's right. Do you know what I mean? Because there's many people in many religions, like these Muslims who bomb up people, they ain't godly, you know? And there's many, I know it's a bit of an extreme jump from what I was saying with the guy because, that's really extreme. But I'm just saying that there's many religions with many people who gonna have many different views on what they feel is right. And not all of them are gonna be right. Some of them are gonna be right. Some of them will be more right than others. But basically, he was saying the fundamental, the priority, the highest priority is Haile Selassie, knowing that he's the black god. That's the highest priority. Which to me, he's saying if you don't have that high priority as a high priority, you're not a Rasta man. Now to me, I don't agree. But that's why I don't class myself as a Rasta, which is also on the list of things I want to talk about. If that's what class you as a Rasta, then I don't want to be a Rasta. Because there's more important things. There's bigger priorities than that. Mankind, the situation on Earth, the animals, this treatment of animals, and the system, the slavery, the Illuminati. There's so many other priorities on Earth to me. So for me, a real Rasta man isn't thinking about that. He's thinking more of the humanity thing than one human. That's that sorted. Excuse the nature. This isn't too spiritual, but I'm gonna bring it up. YouTube, yeah. They have given you the choice to subscribe to channels, right? And I want to know, why would you give me the choice to subscribe to a channel, then ask me if I want to be alerted? That bugs me out because why would I subscribe to a channel if I don't want to be alerted? Put your comments below on that one. We're moving on to the next one. Okay, next. I like people with soul, but this planet is not for them. I don't know. There's some successful people with soul, but not many. And the ones who have a bit of soul, it's either they're a bit kinky or there's something wrong with them. So they ain't really the soul that needs to be for mankind. They're not really straight. They're not really in the middle. A little bit to the side. And in order for it to be right for mankind, it has to be in the middle, straight, accurate, righteous, in line with God's principles and all his science behind it. Because it's all science. It's all for a reason. What we on? What the subject? Hold on. Oh yeah, the planet. Is it the planet? Yeah, anyway, this planet isn't really for the soulful. You know? It's not. The soulful always... I don't even know. I haven't even thought about this. But I mentioned it, so I'm not going to go too far with the car. I don't really know what I'm talking about, but I know... Alright. I'm a bit tongue-tied here. I've got myself into a position where I'm looking a bit silly because I haven't... I've mentioned something like I know I was going to talk about, but I haven't got the evidence. Because I say this now. There's soulful people who are quite successful. Yeah? But this place has more success. No, I'm not wrong. I knew I wasn't wrong. Look, this is what I mean. And I know I was going okay for one. It seems like I've fumbled. If I fumbled, we fumbled. I don't know. Stop the video, start again. Who knows? Who knows? I'm going to try and recover. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is this. This is what I mean. This is what I know. The soulful people, if you, like I was saying earlier, everywhere that is there to entertain you, and entertainment is to really be entertained, is to really uplift the soul, heighten it a bit more than it really was. Yeah? And what I am trying to say is, the majority, if you check it, you might disagree, and that's cool. But I'm not going to change what I think, because what I think I believe to be true, 100%. And basically, what I'm saying is, most entertainment, I'll stick with entertainment for now, is usually unsoulful people. They don't uplift your soul. When's the last time? I mean, back in the days, there was more of it. It's got worse now. And I believe I know the reasons for that as well, but I'm not going to say it without a lot on my side, because that's a deep one which you will not understand. That's why I'm not mentioning it now. But basically, yeah, and most of everything, education-wise, the teachers, the people in power, the people in control, the people in power and the people in control who are at the top usually fight off people in getting involved. It's like they